What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping in. If you're new, if you're a previous viewer, that is awesome. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you know every time we upload. But enough of that, let's get right in today's episode. So, obviously we got the 79 here. The last episode, well, we'll start over here. Last episode, sorry for the wind noise because I got the fan blowing because it's very warm in here. We put in this little door for the filler neck. We got it all fixed in. Hopefully you guys can see up underneath there. Got it all attached down. She's nice and sturdy, not going anywhere. New fuel tank is in. We got all the new distributor parts in. We got to tighten down the distributor yet, and then I need to make sure everything's timed right and all that good stuff. But today we're going to be talking about what is in that box right there. Hopefully you guys can see that. So I kind of talked about, actually I think I did tell you guys what was in it in the last video, but it is a new radiator. I opened it up the other day because I was kind of anxious to see it. So voila, I'll pull it out here in a minute. But it is a new radiator. The old one I think is a 2-core. Not the greatest thing in the world. I want to upgrade just because if I do go on long road trips or whatever, I don't want it to be overheating or anything like that. So we are going to be working on that today. I'm going to take all the, I guess this is, I'll call it the shrouds because we have the fan shroud and then we're going to have this shroud up here. Take all those out, take the upper radiator hose off, have some stuff on the other side we got to take off. I think there's 1 or 2 more hoses over there, if I'm correct. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so we have the lower radiator hose, and then I think there's a vent tube or something. I don't know if that's the battery cable. Okay, so we have 2 hoses. I wasn't 100% sure, so we're gonna go ahead and get all this junk up here cleaned up. Move the battery box over because the me being dumb, I left the key on and the battery was dead, so I got it charging. Power steering pump was replaced. The old one's down there. I don't think it's leaking. I filled it up. And we don't have any fresh leaks anywhere. That one over there, I believe, is from the front diff. I believe so anyway. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and I'll get this pulled out, get it set up for you guys, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. And then we're just gonna get right into it, so stay tuned, guys. Oh my gosh, guys, does this thing look freaking sexy? Not even lying. Like, look how clean this thing is. Like, shoo! Them welds on there, man, whoever made this thing, they definitely know what they are doing. Look, check them out. But anyway, guys, this is going to be replacing that old crappy beat up radiator. I mean, you can, that one's way thicker already. I'll have to grab a tape measure and actually measure that. You know what, let's do that real quick. Let's just measure the side wall of the radiator. So the new one is 2 3/4. Oh, you guys can see that. I'm trying to get the best. Oh shoot, now I got the tape measures. So 2 3/4 on that one. And the old one is 2 1/2. Huge difference. So we have a quarter difference. But we're gonna go ahead and start taking everything apart, and then we're gonna get this bad boy slapped in.
Ryan Little.
Gonna try and give you guys the best view that I can here. I do have the camera set up on the tripod. So like I said, we went ahead and removed the fan shroud right here and then that top piece. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove the hose clamp here and then the one on the lower hose. And then we're gonna get this thing yanked out. That's pretty much it. I thought I was gonna have to take the whole fan shroud out right here. Turns out that I won't have to. I'm just gonna push it far forward. And we should just be able to undo this hose and lift it up in the air, undo the other hose and lift it straight up in the air so we don't have fluid going everywhere. We'll yank the old one out and slap the new one in. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. I don't know, I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else we have to remove. Be sure if you're changing your radiator, you do have these little rubber like grommet bushing type deals that it sits on. So don't lose those. But other than that, it's a pretty simple process. I'm gonna go ahead and get these loosened up and then I'll bring you guys back. Well, I was gonna try to avoid that, but you know. Oh well, I guess we'll grab a bucket real quick and drain the rest of it and pull the radiator. So we got the new one out. As you've seen, I did make a little bit of a mess. I turned the fan on it, so hopefully it'll kind of dry it up real quick. I mean, if I can speak, it's already starting to dry up. I'll probably have to throw some water and stuff on here just to kind of clean it up a little bit. But we got it out. So what I was talking about, those rubber grommet pieces, they're right here. Basically your radiator sits on those. Those sit on the core support. There's one still down in there. I don't think you guys are gonna be able to see it very well. And then the radiator just sits down on that, and this clamp right here is basically what holds it in. I am gonna paint that while it's out, just to kind of clean it up a little bit. And I might end up doing like electric fans later on, just if we do start cruising it and it does good, just to kind of keep it cool and stuff. I just want to show you guys the difference between these. So we already looked at the side, well, I'll say the sidewall profile, but I just want you to look at it straight on. That versus that. I measured this one, and from where my fingers are touching, that's 1.5 inches. And this is 2.5 inches. So I mean, it's a big difference. So I'm excited to get this one thrown on there. It should be a pretty easy install. I do like this one better because it does obviously have this drain plug. It's a lot easier. Some of these older ones, these wing nuts on here, they can kind of get seized up after a while. Luckily mine isn't bad because when I was redoing the whole truck, I took this out and cleaned all this, sprayed it out and stuff. But some of the fans here are getting bent. I mean, it's original radiator. I don't think it's ever been changed. It's pretty beat up. But yeah, this one's already got the cap. It does have the vent tube on there, so I might go ahead and throw a piece on there and then just run it down the side. This one had one too. There wasn't a tube on there though, so we'll probably just make this one as nice as we can get it. Put the tube on here, and then we should be ready to rock and roll, and then get some fluid thrown in her, and then get the distributor tightened down, and we should be good to go. So I'm gonna get this tossed in there, guys, and then I'll bring you back once we get it all put back together. So we got that piece over there in paint. The new radiator is in. I got those hoses on, upper and lower. I got the vent tube line on. All we're doing is basically waiting for that piece to dry so we can pull her back like so and get her bolted down there. And then I gotta push the truck backwards and clean up my mess because I got stuff going everywhere. But I just want to kind of give you guys a little bit of an update. Like I said, I'm basically waiting for that piece to dry where we can throw it in. I'm bolting everything down, and then we'll go ahead and grab our fluid and get it tossed in the truck. But basically a waiting game now. I think it definitely looks better. I'm gonna guess it's gonna help way better with the cooling and stuff. But I won't be able to tell until I actually get out and start driving it. But I think it will be a good upgrade. It definitely looks cooler through the grill here too. But yeah, once that piece gets done drying, we'll grab it and get it thrown on. New radiator is in, guys. Had to do a little modification to the fan shroud. So there was basically this piece here went all the way across the top, creating a little bit of like a gap. Well, since this one is a little bit bigger, I had to basically trim this piece off to make the fan shroud bolts line up. But I've made a mess. I got antifreeze in there, spilt some water. I still have to tighten down the distributor, but it's about to storm. I mean, it keeps thundering and lightning and everything else outside. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and call it quits tonight. You guys will have to come back for part 2 to see if the old 79 will start, how she runs and all that. So be sure to come back. Sorry to leave you guys on a cliffhanger, but I want to get home before it just starts pouring and I just get soaked. So that being said, guys, thanks for stopping in. This thing turned out great. I can't wait to see how it does. Remember to smash that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, turn on the bell notification. Remember, learning as I do, doing what I love. I'm the GM man, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.